Dark clouds hang over the Middle East. Satellite images flicker across multiple screens in a dimly lit command center beneath the hills outside Tel Aviv. Inside, senior Israeli military officials gather around a long steel table. The chief of staff, General Levi, a grizzled veteran with cold eyes, leans forward, tapping the screen that shows coordinates deep inside Iranian territory. General Levi, targets verified. Com facility, Natanz, and Parchin. Time to decision, 10 minutes. Prime Minister Dalia Ben-Ari watches silently, flanked by her advisors. Her face is tense but unreadable. She stands, walking to the screen. Prime Minister Ben-Ari, once this starts, we can't walk it back. General Levi nods. General Levi, we strike hard and fast. The world will wake up to a new reality. Meanwhile, across the border, the Iranian government is unaware of the exact timing but has long anticipated confrontation. In Tehran, Supreme Commander Rahimi is already on alert, with jets placed on standby and air defense systems primed. His advisors urge restraint, but the tension is crackling. Commander Rahimi, they will test our resolve. They will regret doing so. Back in Israel, the countdown begins. A fleet of F-35 stealth fighters begins takeoff from Ramon Airbase under the cover of night. The pilots are calm, focused. The air is thick with purpose and uncertainty. Above the Mediterranean, a mid-air refueling operation takes place in complete silence. Across the region, international intelligence agencies begin to pick up chatter. A sudden spike in encrypted Israeli communications sets off alarms at CIA headquarters in Langley, and within minutes, messages are routed to the White House Situation Room. National Security Advisor, sir, it's happening. Israel is moving. President Matthews rubs his temples, staring at the blinking red dot over Iran. President Matthews, how bad? Advisor, worse than we thought. Multiple waves inbound. The Israeli jets cross Iraqi airspace at low altitude, bypassing radar detection. The first missiles hit Natanz, deep underground, but not deep enough. The detonation shakes the earth, sending fire plumes skyward. Seconds later, the Parchin complex is rocked by shockwaves, followed by precision strikes at missile storage sites near Isfahan and Tabriz. In Tehran, sirens wail. The streets descend into chaos as people run for cover. Iranian air defense launches surface-to-air missiles, scrambling to intercept the second wave of Israeli drones, silent, fast, and deadly. Commander Rahimi watches the radar screen and slams his fist on the table. Commander Rahimi, launch the retaliation. Moments later, Iranian Shahab missiles are fired from hardened silos deep in the mountains. Their targets, Haifa, Tel Aviv, and Dimona. Inside Israel's Iron Dome control center, defense operators spring into action. Alarms scream through the night. The sky lights up with streaks of interceptors. Some missiles are neutralized mid-air, but not all. A missile hits a factory on the outskirts of Tel Aviv. Another strikes an open field in the Galilee, narrowly missing a residential neighborhood. International markets plummet overnight. Oil prices spike. In New York, traders stare in disbelief at the screens. News anchors across the globe interrupt their programming with breaking news banners. UN Secretary-General issues an urgent appeal for de-escalation, but diplomacy is miles behind the missiles. Inside the Israeli War Cabinet, tempers flare. Defense Minister Ariel Shavat argues with General Levi. Shavat, what's the endgame? We've crippled their program, yes, but this is war. Levi, a war we didn't start but one we will finish. Meanwhile, underground in Iran, a bunker houses the nation's cyber warfare team. They initiate a silent assault on Israeli infrastructure, targeting power grids, banks, and traffic control systems. For hours, blackouts ripple across Israeli cities, while public screens flicker with propaganda messages in Farsi. Back in the skies, Israeli UAVs continue their missions. One is shot down over the Zagros Mountains. The pilotless wreckage is recovered by Iranian Revolutionary Guards. Footage of the debris is broadcast across Iran, framed as a symbol of resistance. In a hidden command center in northern Israel, intelligence officers receive intercepted communications suggesting Hezbollah is mobilizing in southern Lebanon. This new threat forces Israel to divert resources, opening a potential second front. The Prime Minister receives another call, from the U.S. President. President Matthews, Dalia, you made your point. But you need to stop now. Ben Ari, we're not done. Not until they understand the cost. President Matthews, the cost is the region burning down. Inside Tehran, Supreme Leader Ayatollah Mahdavi appears on state television, addressing the nation with a call for unity and jihad. Protests erupt in Western capitals. Some support Israel's right to defend itself. Others call it an act of aggression. The streets of Gaza and the West Bank erupt as well, with tensions spilling over into skirmishes and riots. Jerusalem becomes a flashpoint, with police clashing with demonstrators near the Al-Aqsa compound. The conflict escalates into a regional crisis. Turkey calls an emergency meeting of NATO. Russia, sensing opportunity, declares support for Iran's right to defend itself. Chinese state media blames Western provocations. In Israel, funerals are held for civilians lost in the retaliatory missile strikes. The nation is resolute, but weary. Children sleep in bomb shelters. Supermarkets see long lines as residents stockpile supplies. Back in the Iranian desert, scientists walk through the rubble of Natanz. Radiation detectors beep softly in the background. The nuclear program is set back by years, but not destroyed. At the end of the week, the international community begins to pressure both sides toward a ceasefire. Switzerland and Qatar begin back-channel negotiations. Mossad leaks intelligence suggesting Iran had been weeks away from weaponizing uranium. Tehran denies it. Neither side wins. Both sides bleed. And in the silence after the bombs fall, the world holds its breath, waiting to see if the next war will be even worse.